Claire Hughes. I'm with the College of Coastal Georgia right now, and I'll be moving to Canterbury Christ Church University in England. And my background is in special education and gifted, which then leads to a natural background in twice exceptional. Giftedness comes in a lot of different flavors, colors, shapes, forms, fashions, and that what looks like a disability at one point could be a gift, and what looks like a gift in a different context could be an ability. So it's so much the interaction between what we're asking of a child and what the child is able to do and wants to do and can do. It really is to sort of see the potential in what your child can do, and then to help them grow that, and to follow them, to follow their lead in a way. It's fascinating to look at how movies portray gifts and disabilities together in the same person, as it were. In one of the perspectives is that disability is something to be fought against, that you have to overcome it, that it overshadows the ability. Sometimes the disability is something that actually creates the spur for creative production. So you have movies like Ray, where he's going blind, but he has this passion to express himself. And then you have movies like My Left Foot, which the disability itself becomes the vehicle through which he creates and writes. And then sometimes the disability actually becomes the gift itself. And so I use the example of The Big Short, where a man with autism saw the patterns coming, saw what's going to happen, tried to convince everybody it didn't work. Because of the disability, they find a way around it, and that becomes the gift. So in The Social Network, he had difficulties with social connections, but then found a way to connect, ironically, Facebook, so that the development of Facebook itself became a workaround of a social disability. So that kind of issue of how you portray disability and how you look at it and how you look at gifts and how you don't just focus on what a child can't do, but you really focus on what a child can do, or a different way that a child can do something different. The best advice I have is just to find other families. Find other families who have twice exceptional kids, who have that label. Now, they may often not connect gifted, and that's really hard because you find families of kids with disabilities who say, oh, I wish my kid were gifted. There are groups, and the internet brings people together like in ways that they never could before. I found the most amazing hope when I found a blog site about a mom who was raising a daughter with autism, and then reading Temple Grandin. Temple Grandin was probably the first person I met, and I didn't ever meet her, I just met her through her work, that showed me that it was going to be okay, that it could be okay, that there was actually hope for my daughter in not only being who she is, but in actually succeeding and doing very well and finding a niche for herself. And that's really what we want as parents, is to help our child find their path, find their way, find others along that way to help them become the best who they can be. And that's a path of any parent. So for a twice exceptional parent or a parent of a gifted child, it doesn't make that process any different, it just makes the path a little different. I'll give a shameless plug to my own book. I've got Children with High Functioning Autism, A Parent's Guide. It's available through Proofrock, because it's our story, but it's also a lot about autism. The Boy Who Loved Windows was a book that gave me tremendous hope about a child who had come through terrible, terrible, terrible disabilities. The family was in a terrible situation, and then he came out of it. So there's so many biographies and autobiographies. It's a way of finding people like you that are written by this first person of either a parent or the person themselves, and how they took a path that it was okay. You just can get better, a better person. And so that pilgrimage, that path that they follow, and what is the next step on the path? How do you get prepared? You think about, how do we grow? How do we get better? I think that's one of the major strategies.